channel. So for today's video, I am here with this complete Drugstore halo / cut crease eye makeup tutorial. That was a really long-winded intro, but today I am going to be doing this eye look that I've got here. It's a cut crease with a halo eye, and I really like it. It's something different that I've never done before, and I think it looks super pretty. And the main part of it is it's all Drugstore. The whole face that I've got today is easily accessible in the Drugstore. They're all products that you can go into Boots or Superdrug and buy. You wouldn't have to order any of them, which I think is so good, and I just love the finished look. If you do want to see how I got this look, keep on watching, and other than that, I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. To start off this full Drugstore makeup tutorial, I'm going to be prepping my skin. So I've got the Garnier Botanical Balm Soothing Moisturiser here, and I use this pretty much on a daily basis. It's really good stuff, and it works as a primer for me, as I don't actually have a Drugstore primer. I had to bin them all because they went off, but one that I really like is the Maybelline Baby Skin, but this works just as well. It's like a moisturiser and a primer in one for me, and my makeup literally glides on my face once I've put this on. My skin just feels extremely blurred, and I just love the feeling that it gives me. Now that my skin is all primed, I'm going to go in with one of my favourite colour correcting products from the Drugstore, and this is the Collection Lasting Perfection Colour Correcting Concealer. Now I have quite a bit of redness still on my face. I've managed to clear up my spots, but I do get quite a bit of redness, so this is just a product that really does counteract it out, especially because I am really pale and the foundation I have is really pale, so it's kind of hard to cover it all up. I've also come out in a gigantic spot on my forehead that I've just realised, so please just ignore that. And then I'm just going to take the bottom of my beauty blender and just bounce that into my skin, just to give it an even colour for the foundation to go on, so then the foundation can give better coverage. As you can see, that's just covered my redness pretty much instantly, and for £4 it's so good. I feel like it's actually a dupe for the Urban Decay Green Concealer, because I used to use that, but then that's like £20 to replace, but this is such a good Drugstore dupe for it. For foundation, I'm going to be using my favourite foundation ever, and I always say it's my favourite, but I haven't used it in a makeup tutorial for the longest time, and this is the L'Oreal True Match. I have used this on a daily basis for easily the past year and a half, and I love it. I can mix it with loads of other foundations, or I can use it on its own, so today I'm going to be using it on its own. Mine is in the lightest shade. I don't know what the lightest shade is, but this is what shade it is, as I am extremely pale. I love the foundation because it's extremely moisturising, and it doesn't oxidize on my face really quickly, so it gives me time to kind of put it all on my face and blend it. And this is a really weird way to put foundation on, but today it's working for me. I always rave on about this in tutorials, and everybody's like, well, can you use it in a video then? So that's exactly what I'm doing, just to show you how much I genuinely love this foundation. And to blend it, I'm going to be using my beauty blender. This is actually a nude one. It's not just completely covered in foundation. It's just such a beautiful colour, and as soon as you start to blend it, it soaks into your skin. It retails for £9.99, which for a Drugstore foundation of this quality, I wouldn't say the coverage is extremely high. Like, I wouldn't say it's the highest coverage you can get, but I'd say it's medium to high, which is pretty good for £10. As you can notice, it's not oxidising, and it's just staying liquidy on my face, allowing me to take my time to blend it, which is so good, because then I can make sure it's not streaky. That's literally took about a minute of blending, and it's already all soaked in and blended to my skin, but my skin doesn't feel dry, and it still feels moisturising, and I could just carry on bouncing this and it wouldn't change the consistency of the foundation, which I love. Now I'm going to go with some concealer just to give me that little bit extra coverage, because we love coverage here on this channel. I'm going to be using my ultimate favourite concealer. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection. I speak about this all the time, but again, never really use it in videos. Everybody's like, what's your favourite? And I always say this, but I never demonstrate it, so that's what I'm doing today. Again, this concealer is only £4.19, and I feel like this has just become an absolute Drugstore classic. There's a few other concealers that I love, which is the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Rewind Concealer. That's really good, and that's £8. I also really like the Maybelline Fit Me, and the L'Oreal True Match Concealer is really good as well. But this concealer, I use mine in the shade Fair 1, and it's just the perfect shade for me, as it blends in with my foundation so nicely and doesn't leave me with any like strange marks or anything. That's my base makeup done. As you can see, I am extremely pale, but you know what? We'll contour it up. We'll bring the colour back to my face with my eyes. So now I'm going to be move on to brows, and again, I've used this in so many videos. This is the Freedom Be Free to Makeup Professional London Brow Pomade. This is an amazing dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I love this so much. If you look at my recent Instagram photos, and loads of people have been like, wow, your brows are really good, I'm like, thank you, it's this. This is so good, and I got it on sale for £2.50, but then somebody commented on my video saying, oh, did you know that it's actually getting discontinued? And that's kind of scared me a bit because I don't want it to. I always skip this part in my videos just because it takes me so long to do my brows, but I start halfway across my brow and just drag it down to start to create that shape and start to create an arch. As I have quite a lot of hair, it's hard to get a shape, but I just kind of drag it down and just kind of guess it. I do have to carve them out with concealer because I always make them too thick, just like you can see I have today. But then I can just, at the front, drag it across really lightly and then just drag my brush up like this. Don't do it too much at the front and then gradually get harder as you go further on. I'm going to go away, I'm going to fill in my other eyebrow and fix this eyebrow because it's way too long, and then I will be back. Brows are on and I'm feeling remotely human again, and they actually look pretty good today. Sometimes you have like bad brow days, and I always say in every video, this brow is 10 times better than this one. But today I'm liking them. So for powder, because I do have oily skin and I do have to set my face, I am going to be using my classic Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I've been using this for ages, as you can see, because I have hit pan. And then I just take my massive GWA brush and I literally buff it all over my face. For contour, we're going to go in with one of my favourite palettes from the drugstore. This is the Makeup Revolution Contour Trio. I think this is amazing. I love it so much. I use my Morphe E4 brush and I just use this shade here. It is quite dark and this is the lightest palette, so I do have to be very, very careful when contouring to make sure it doesn't look too dark, but it gives me such a nice colour and it's so easy to work with and so easy to blend. But as you can see, it just blends so nicely into my skin, and I think it just looks so pretty and just such a natural flush of colour. As you can see, that just looks so, so pretty. And as per usual, we're going to bring it up on my, what did I just do? We're going to bring it up on my forehead. This is the only problem with this brush, as it is quite big. That is really easy to do, but fingers crossed we can rectify it. Just going to keep blending it in. Gosh, maybe I should use a smaller brush. I'm also just going to add a little bit down here as well. This does give me a bit of a foundation line, but you know what, that's what we like to represent here on this channel, that I can never find a foundation to match my actual face. I'm liking it, and you know what, actually we're going to add some blush and then we'll move on to eyes. So I'm going to be using my Sleek Rose Gold blush. Again, I speak about this all the time. I can't open it. I speak about this all the time, but I never use it in videos, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my Real Techniques blush brush, just pop this in, and I've said many times, but this is a dupe for the NARS Orgasm, and actually it might be a bit more pigmented. I really like that. I feel like I've put quite a bit on, so I'm just going to go with my powder brush, but you know what, it will fade throughout the day, give me a natural glow. Now I've got the majority of my face makeup on, I'm going to leave highlight and leave lips, so now I'm going to move on to eyes. Now I'm feeling today to do a bit of a cut crease and a halo eye. I've never tried mixing both of them together, and I've never actually tried a halo eye before, so this is going to be a first try for me. But I'm going to be using the Sof Does Nails Revolution palette because this is my favourite drugstore palette. I think it's so good. The range of colours in here are amazing, and I'm going to try and do it kind of a burnt orange brown with a bit of red undertone, so fingers crossed this is going to work. I've got her palette here, and first of all we are going to go in with this kind of orangey shade here and a mixture of this shade, and we're just going to blend them both together, and I'm literally just going to pack this on my eye. It doesn't really matter if it goes all over. We're just going to drag that all across. It's got this light shimmer to it, which is so, so pretty. So we're just going to drag that all across, especially in the inner corner, as we're going to really focus on making the inner corner really defined in this video. I'm also just going to really drag it out, but again I will cut it off with concealer, so let's just ignore this part of the eye now. Like I said, I'm also going to bring it down onto my lid, which is something I've never really done before. We've done one eye, and now we're going to go in with the other. Again, just completely pack it on, blend it all out, and see how orange we can actually make it. Now I need to take another brush. I'm going to take a bit more of a smaller Real Techniques brush, and we're going to take a bit more of a brown shade. So I think we should go in with, oh no, should we do red? Actually, we're going to do this Ready Burgundy shade, and this is the shade that we're going to cut the crease with. So I need to get this shade just above my crease, just so you'll still be able to see it when I actually cut it. That is such a nice colour though. It's like a burnt salmony colour. Feeling it. This kind of looks like a sunset on my eye, and I'm really kind of feeling it, so I'm just going to keep blending this in and make sure there's no harsh edges. Now we're going to move on to the other eye. Again, just focus this in the crease. I wish I actually had a smaller brush to do this with, but this is the smallest eyeshadow brush I have, so I definitely am going to have to invest in some smaller brushes so I can create more defined looks. Now we've just basically got 2 spludges of eyeshadow on my eye. What I need to do is cut the crease. So I have just this little hack thing that I tend to do just to cut my crease because I don't really have the right shape eyes to do it normally. So I take my collection concealer, make sure there's a fair bit of concealer on here, and then I'll just pop it on my lid and just blink upwards, and then it can create the kind of line where the cut crease needs to be, and then I can just go ahead, blink again, fill it in, and we can go all the way around in order to create the perfect cut crease shape. As you can see, it's looking very, very messy, and then we're just going to colour all of that in with this brush. I'm going to repeat that on the other eye, and then we can darken up the inner and the outer corner. Now I've finished cutting the crease, I'm going to take the same red shade and I'm going to bring this ever so slightly into my outer corner and into my inner corner, and this will allow me to create the halo eye. And then I am going to darken it up with some brown as well, as we do want this to be super, super smoky. So I'm going to start with my outer corner, and even though this is going to get rid of the cut crease, this will allow me to create a bit more of a smoky eye, and we'll just create a bit more dimension in the eye really, as there's not really that much going on. I'm leaving quite a big gap in the middle for the glitter, as of course we are going to add the glitter in this. It's the bottom 3rd colour, and I'm going to start building that up on top of the purpley colour to make it a bit more dark. And again, I'm just going to do the exact same in the inner corner. As you can see, that actually looks really, really good. And now I need to take a tiny brush and blend this brown across the top of my eye, which is going to be super, super hard. That's what this eye looks like, and again I'm just going to do the exact same on the other eye. So we're going to start with the burgundy in the outer corner, we're going to blend it all together, and then we're going to darken it up again with the brown in the outer corner and the inner corner, just so it looks symmetrical. I've cleaned the eye look up and I'm literally obsessed with how this looks. Like, I think it looks so good and it's so effective having the dark colour in the inner corner. Now I'm just going to take a flat brush, this is just one from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to take the white shade from the palette and just pop this on the inner part of my eye. Although now I'm seeing it and like how I'm really, really liking it, I don't know whether to add actual glitter or just to add a pigmented eyeshadow, because the white I feel like has actually really made an effect, and I don't know if the glitter is going to kind of ruin it. I think I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter, so not too much at all, and I'm going to use one out of this palette. I was actually going to use this. Like I said, I feel like it might go a bit too far. So I'm just going to take a gold glitter from this palette. I'm going to take this one here really, really lightly on this brush and just kind of pack it in the middle of my eye. I'm just adding that really, really lightly in layers, building it up, not going as high as the cut crease, as I still want the white to be there. And then finally, just to finish the eye look off, I'm going to be taking the white and I'm just going to be adding this on top just to really carve out the cut crease and to make sure that you can still really see it. And then just brushing all of that over with a big brush just to get rid of any excess. I also do need to carve around here with some concealer just to make it really, really sharp and just so it doesn't look too blended out. Now I've done that, I'm actually going to add some lashes, and these are going to be lashes I've never used before, and these are from GWA Girls with Attitude, but you guys know that I do use their lashes all the time. I've just never used this pair before, and these are the Mythical 3D Luxe Lash. Does it say which ones they are, or is that literally what they are? Mythical? I guess it's Mythical. That is my eye makeup done. I think it looks so good. This is so kind of like different to what I usually do, like the halo eye and the cut crease. I'm really, really liking it, and I think it actually looks quite good for a first attempt. Now we need to highlight my face to bring back some even more colour. I'm going to be using the Soph X Revolution highlight palette, as this is one of my favourite drugstore highlighters, if not my actual favourite. I'm going to pop this first of all on my cheekbones using my little Tarte brush, and as you can see the difference that this makes already. I'm using a mixture of the top 4 shades and the lilac shade for this. Again, just going to repeat that on the other side, and literally like one stroke and you're glowing. It's insane. I'm going to blend this all the way up And then I'm going to take the yellowy shade, highlight my Cupid's bow, and then again take the white shade and highlight the end of my nose. End of your nose highlight is exactly what brings the makeup look together. I'm going to take the lightest white shade and just pop this really tightly in there just to give it that little bit of glow that it needed. Now I am going to move on to lips. Where have I put my lip colour? I am going to be using the NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in the shade Soft Spoken, and I haven't actually used this before, but it looks like a really pretty colour. I've used the Liquid Suede before, just not this shade, so that has just glided onto my lips. And now that my lipstick is on, that is my finished makeup look. Overall, I do really like it. It's something quite different for me. It's quite dark, and I feel like I need to do a brighter eye look, but I'm just feeling the dark colours, and I love the halo of it. Oh my god, I literally love this. So that is the end of this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, remember to smash a massive thumbs up. Let me know what other makeup tutorials you want to see down below. Like I said, this was completely drugstore, which is insane considering the total price of this is definitely less than £100. But thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you did enjoy, remember to smash a huge thumbs up. And other than that, I love you all so much. I've got a hair in my mouth. I love you all so much, and I will see you on Sunday at 10 AM for a brand new video. Bye!